everything red. We went from this, everybody rejoicing, to boom. By the way, this is actually quite normal. I know a lot of people are probably freaking out now, especially, unfortunately, those people that got liquidated. But hey, this is what happens, man. When we're very, very optimistic and things start to break out, right in the middle of that breakout, the whales are looking at the longs and shorts, or whatever the leverage orders that have been placed by people, the positions that people are holding, and between them and exchanges, they go ahead and wipe you out. Now, if you look, it's so funny how it happens all the time. Look, the last 12 hours, we've had, this is the 12-hour chart. If you look at it, on the 10th of July, all of the shorts liquidated, and then some longs liquidated, big liquidation of shorts again yesterday when the market pumped. And now the longs are being liquidated. So it's a shaking of the tree. Long, short, just shake, liquidate. And I mean, it's not actually as bad. I expected it to be much worse, but it looks like people are getting a little bit more wise with these, their leverages. I mean, Ethereum got the biggest chunk of liquidations there, because I don't know if you've seen, but people are really getting optimistic about Ethereum these days. There's a lot of institutional interest all of a sudden in Ethereum. I saw some information that the likes of BlackRock, that play a part in manipulating this industry while they accumulate, have now accumulated enough Ethereum, and they're about to unleash on everybody that Ethereum is a new thing and get the ETF sales going, right? The inflows. So obviously this information has got to a lot of people, and people are getting very enthusiastic about Ethereum, and they place massive longs, and here you go. XRP also relatively serious liquidations there, but not too bad actually. If you look at the Bitcoin chart, man, it's down 4%. By the way, 4% is a reasonable cool off considering how really quickly Bitcoin's ramped up in the last week or so. So this is a healthy pullback, to be honest, because if it goes to 130, 142 quickly, then I think we might experience a much sharper decline, and it might liquidate so many people and cascade to a proper crash. So it's always nice to have, well, not nice for you if you got liquidated, of course, to have a little bit of a cool off now and again. And of course, XRP is doing pretty much the same thing. It's behaving the same way. XRP is always a little bit more exaggerated than Bitcoin. You can see the scale is a little bit different there, but it's doing roughly the same thing. A little bit of a pump here where it decoupled a bit and did its own thing, but overall it's pretty much doing the same thing. But you know, there's still good news happening in the XRP world. We have whales who are buying the heck out of XRP. XRP wallets have reached all-time highs as price surges 26% weekly. So an XRP whale wallet is described as a wallet that holds at least 1 million XRP tokens. So there are many addresses, over 2,700 addresses that now have over 1 million XRP in their wallets. That's absolutely insane. That's not to say that some of them are not the same people, but the individual whale wallets, and that's at an all-time high, which usually signals a lot of interest in the token and, you know, an imminent pump, right? Also, there's a buzz about Fedwire ISO 20022, which is basically was all the rage a few months ago, and now hardly anybody ever talks about it, now that it's just become part of the system. So Fedwire has adopted it and switched it on. So, you know, people are speculating about how the likes of XRP, Stellar, Cardano, and of course Chainlink are going to be benefiting from this. I don't know if you remember, in January, there's that consortium of cryptos that were supposed to be working together to build a new system for the United States to work on. Cardano was a big one. Stellar, of course, we have other financial institutions like Swift, Visa, etc., and of course Ripple. And you know, I'm not sure how well the Department of Government Efficiency is going now with a feud between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. So that's still a thing. That's probably why this thing quietened down a little bit and no one ever talks about it anymore. But you know, these platforms are still working on what they're working on in the background. They don't really care much about what's happening with, you know, Trump and whomever else. Obviously, there's also the macro events that are distracting us from what's actually happening on the ground. So it's good to see that Fedwire and all these infrastructural things are still in schedule. But in the meantime, we have to be careful, man. Obviously, if you're a dollar cost average person like myself, none of this stuff actually affects you in the long run. You see your portfolio value go up and down. When there's a crash, the portfolio value goes down. When there's a pump, the portfolio value goes up. If you're leveraged, you got your 100x leverage in, then 1 minute you see your portfolio pump to infinity. The next minute you've got zero because you've got margin called and liquidated. Now, again, we're going to see, in my opinion, more action this week. There's a lot happening as it's been coined crypto week. There's going to be back-to-back action, and the whales are here to make money out of the information. So they will create FUD when there's a little bit of bad news, and they will capitalize on that, and they will shake you out. And when there's a little bit of good news, they might pump it as well and take profits. And these whales, they're here to make money, and they're not dumb money, right? And shout out to Ondo Finance, which is beginning to see a little bit of action as well, because of course there's a lot of buzz when it comes to real world asset tokenization. So shout out to Ondo Finance. I've been stacking up on my Ondo in the last few weeks since they started making their real world asset tokenization moves, and partnering with the likes of companies related to BlackRock and funds related to companies that are managed by BlackRock affiliates. So always keep my nose on the ground. Not financial advice, guys. Just do your own research. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.